Hello, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. This is Rotten Apples Film Review with your host, John Galligan. Today we're going to talk about The Grudge 2020, which is a remake from Juju, The Grudge 2004. It's pretty much a reboot, and it does tie in the original story there a little bit, and I think the film does that well. It doesn't do much well other than the performances from the lead actress, Riseborough. She's Andrea Riseborough. She's great. There are some cool scenes, some gore and stuff like that. Lots of jump scares, lots of stuff that makes people jump in their seats, and I think they did that really well. They pulled those off well, and they did them in abundance. I mean, it's pretty much there is a point in the film where it feels like every, I don't know, like 2 minutes it's happening. It's another, slow build up and then boom, you know, before you know it, there's, and they also like to do the apparition or the ghost walking behind the character in focus. They do that a lot. I think the Newton brothers who did the music, I think they really missed their mark here, and I think to the point where it was distracting for me. The music was too bright, lots of piano and violin, which you would think would be utilized in a horror film nicely, but they had a lot of bright tones that I really didn't think fit the scenes well. There were some that worked, but there was a lot that wasn't. And I've come to realize that the Newton brothers have done a lot of B horror movies, and they also did Doctor Sleep, which isn't a B horror movie. I recommend that. That is definitely an 8 out of 10 or even a 9 out of 10. It's the sequel to The Shining, which is really surprised me with how well that was done, and the Newton brothers did the music for that. So they're not terrible at doing it. They just missed the mark with this film, and I think to the degree that it affects the film in general. But I would give The Grudge out of 10. I give it a 6 out of 10, and that's kind of me being generous. It's probably, for all intensive purposes, it's probably a 5 out of 10 at best, and that's only because of the performances from the actors and actresses involved. I think they really they helped the story move along. Had this movie come out maybe 30 years ago, when B movies were more, it was more, you were more able to tell it was a B movie, because of the advances in technology nowadays. Anybody can make a movie, and it looks pretty high in the production value. But back in the day, you could tell the production value was low. You'd also notice the actors and actresses were just not on point. Maybe that was the directors back then or whatever it was. But nowadays, these kinds of movies, they have, most of the actors and actresses are really good, and this one has some really good performances turned in, and that's pretty much it. That's my review. Like I said, I give it a 6 out of 10. I'm being generous. I don't recommend you see it in the theater, so I would definitely say that this apple is rotten. Probably best to wait till it comes out on your streaming service, that you can see it on Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon, or HBO, whatever it comes out on. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and below, and also comment and let me know what you thought of The Grudge 2020, but also the 2004 one. I'd like to know your thoughts on that one as well. I do think this one is better than the 2004 one, but I mean, let me know what you think, and thanks so much for tuning in. This is another episode of Rotten Apples with your host, John Galligan, and I'll see you next time.